Hey guys, just want to do a little performance, I guess, maybe review, or I don't really know what you'd want to call it, about the Amsoil Dominator 2-stroke oil. I bought this bike right here. It had 10 hours on it a little over a year ago. I've done a handful of hair scrambles. I just recently did one enduro and a good bit of practice weekends and whatnot. I bought this bike, like I said, it had 10 hours on it, and now it has 137 hours on it. It's a lot of hours to run on one piston, but it's really been performing well. There's no reason that I've felt to change the piston. It's got great compression, cranks perfect first kick, every time. But I know it's got a lot of hours on it. I know, rule of thumb, people usually change their top end somewhere between 30 and 50 hours. But anyway, I don't like to run it real high RPMs. I don't trail ride either. If you come out of a tight section or something, of course you're gonna give it all it's got, into a long stretch or something like that. But in the woods, I try to lug it as much as possible and keep it out of the high RPMs. But anyway, I'm going to do I'm going to break the top end down on this thing and see what this piston looks like. Like I said, it's Amsoil Dominator. I just curious to see what this piston's going to look like with over 120 hours on it. Like I said, I got it at 10 hours. And I don't remember what they were running at the time, but I started using Amsoil Dominator very soon after I got it. And so anyway, I just wanted to do a review on it. I'm going to break this thing down and take a look at this piston. One of the reasons why I didn't change this piston sooner is because this pipe got squished at about, I think around 60 hours, something like that. And when I pulled the pipe off, I turned the engine over, and it could see the front of the piston with no scarring or buildup of any kind. So I didn't even bother with it. I said, this thing looks good. Just put the pipe back on it, and I'll change the piston later. But anyway, as you can see, still has good compression. Like I said, first kick, it fires right off. So anybody knows anything about a two-stroke knows without compression, these things just will not start, and it starts great. So anyway, but I figure it's time. The rings are probably getting a little thin. I don't want to snap one and lose the cylinder, or possibly a bottom end too. So anyway, I'm going to pull this thing apart and see what it looks like after 120 plus hours. One piston running on Amsoil Dominator. But anyway, all right. All right, here we are. We have the cylinder and head ready to pull off. I don't know if that nut will come all the way off well or not without picking the cylinder up. Yep. Go ahead and I think the head's ready to come off. You might have to bump it. Anyway, I meant to mention earlier, I run like a 46.5 to 1 ratio. And 93 gas, usually Shell. I try to run the good gas, no ethanol. But anyhow, this is the first peek at this thing. We haven't seen it either. We don't even know what it looks like. Well, look at the top of that piston. It is clean. Goodness gracious, look how clean the top of that piston is.
That is clean.
My goodness, that thing's clean.
Little. Well, no, that's there right there.
Wow, what is
still see the numbers and everything. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Okay. Man, I can't believe how clean that is. Hold this light for a second. Let's see, let's turn that up. Virtually no play whatsoever side to side. Look at the top. Look at the top of that piston. It is clean. Okay. All right. Let's look at the cylinder. What else did I forget to mention? You know, like I said, I'd run some hair scrambles. Usually run the middle of a B class, something like that, and just run an enduro with this thing. In my class, 40 plus, and won it, took first place. So it's not just trail riding. I mean, I run this thing fairly hard. They come off? Good deal.
Yes, sir.
I got that rubber mallet if you need it. There you go. The rubber hose right there. There you go. I may have to turn that crank down to the bottom, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. That piston does look really good though.
Pull up now.
Okay. Will it go down anymore? Yeah.
Wow. Hold this light, Will. Come on, yeah. Very, very smooth. I mean, there is no scratches whatsoever. Look at this little bit of brown right here is even just really just wiping off. It's kind of shadowed a little bit. I don't know, maybe I need to do it from this side. I don't even know if... Oh, shoot, I can't get a good angle on it. No scratches. Very smooth. That top ring right there looks like it might have a little more wear than the rest of it.
Crank looks
I don't see any scarring or scratches whatsoever. You?
Mm-mm.
Well, let's look at the cylinder right quick. Look down there. Look how clean that is in there. It's kind of hard to get this light in there so you can see, but wow, I mean, it's clean. There's no buildup whatsoever. Everything is shiny, like it's new. Amazing. Can you get maybe a rag or something and wipe that?
Mm-hmm. You got it clean. Wow, that's crazy.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't see any scratches.
Bring it up here. Let's put this light on. This is the exhaust side. Almost always where you get your wear. God, this is hard to see. Let's take it outside for a minute right quick. Perfectly shiny. No scratches, no wear, no anything. I mean, I would put a micrometer on this thing, but there's no point in it. There's just no point in it. I think we throw, I don't even need, could probably re-ring this thing, but I'm going to do a brand new piston rings and everything. But I dare say this thing could have gone several more hours. I'm very impressed so far. Like I said, even the wear on that piston is very minimal. Minimal. I don't really know about the rings. Anyway, very impressed with it. Very impressed with it. Anything else we need to add?
I think that's it.
I will definitely continue running the Amsoil Dominator. There is no doubt about that. Anyway, till next time.